Hey guys, welcome back to Open It and Play. This is Mike, and today we're going to be looking at the Action Force Weapons Pack Lima. So this one came out before, but this is, I think, the second time for it to be released. And I missed it the first time. I think that a lot of these Action Force ones sell out pretty quickly. So I was very glad to see that they offered it again. I wanted to get some of these packs because I do have quite a few G.I. Joe classified guys, and I think that the Valverse guns are really high quality. They are brittle plastic, so if you have small children or children, you may want to be careful because they do break if kids get their hands on them. But the things are obviously made for 14 plus, so can keep that in mind. But yeah, they often have pretty good details, and I think the designs are really well done. I don't know who they have do them. Maybe they just do them themselves, but they definitely seem like very legitimate or very accurate weapon packs. So I think I've told you guys before, I don't know my guns so well, but I know enough about guns. I got a gun when I was born as a baby because that's the kind of family I grew up in. So before I could, well, I could cry, but before I could go to the toilet like a normal person or feed myself or something like that, I already had a 12 gauge shotgun. So, but anyways, speaking of shotguns, this pack appears to have some shotguns, and we'll take a look at them. We'll get everything out of the package, but you can see some of the details here when they're in the package. They do have very good level of detail to them. And then we also have these blast effects or fire effects. So we'll open them up without further ado. Let's take a look at the what seem to be shotguns first. Okay, so we've got quite an array here. I think these packs cost about 15 US dollars, 12 US dollars, something like that. But I think for what you get, they're a really good value. The attention to detail is really there. This is the first one we'll look at. You can see it's got pretty good amount of detail. This part is sort of a gunmetal gray type color. Then you got black for these parts. This part looks like it would work, but it doesn't unfold. But they do have some moving parts on some of them. So, but this is kind of like one of the rare ones that don't seem to have that. So, but anyways, a pump action shotgun, it seems to be. If it's a pump type, I honestly don't know my modern shotguns. So, okay, and then we've got what really appears to be a pump action shotgun. This has a really nice level of detail. You can see they've got paint on all of the shells. These are kind of hard to see on camera, but it does look a little bit metallic. It's not exactly metallic, but it does look kind of metallic. And then you do have a different darker gray here, and then the gunmetal gray here. And you've even got this little highlighted part over here representing the internal mechanism. So, but yeah, it's very well done for the amount of detail that they put into it. And then looking at one of these smaller type guys, you got a little double barrel shotgun that appears to be a sawed-off shotgun. This one does actually open, so that's kind of cool. The part that I see inside doesn't look all that accurate, but it does look pretty good. I'll click back into place so you can make it look like somebody's loading their shotgun. And we also have this little pump action shotgun too, and you can see it's even got some scuffs on it. They went to the trouble of kind of slightly damaging it or making it look worn. So looks very nice. very realistic. The level of detail is just great for how much this pack costs, especially what you get. Sometimes here in Japan, the gacha machines have some pretty cool looking guns, but they're never quite in the same scale. And unfortunately, they're very expensive per gun, like 400 yen, 300 yen, 500 yen, something like that. I think 400 yen usually, but you don't get this kind of like wear and tear looking things. The Japanese ones always look like they're brand new, but this one really looks like it's been worn. They made it look very like in the field, like used, properly used. So it's a great wash that they've added. I don't know what kind of gun this is. I honestly can't tell. It may be a real gun. It may be something that's not, but I think most of the Valverse things are based on real guns. So shouldn't even say based on. They're supposed to be depicting actual guns. So, okay. And get this. There we go. Open this second pack up. Let's see what this one's got. So we've got a large array of stuff here. We've got our Uzis. This is the main thing I bought this for. And you get 2 of them in the pack. I think these are identical. I actually got 2 of this weapons pack because I wanted plenty of Uzis. You can see Punisher there in the background. My Punisher has the Uzi that I think came with one of my Marvel figures. Probably the Punisher on the motorbike. He's totally different than this version, and then this is an Action Force weapons pack gun. You can see it's done really nicely, where it's actually like mid-fire. Some other companies started doing this, but the first ones I saw like this were the Valverse ones. I may be wrong. It may be another company did it first and then Valverse did it, but basically really cool for pulling off an action pose that looks sort of realistic. So, okay, and returning back to the weapons pack, we've got what appears to be like an AK-47. I honestly don't know. This one definitely has some extra bits. I guess this is what a grenade launcher type thing on the end, but the base gun does look like an AK-47 type gun. But like I said, I don't know my machine guns. I don't know a lot of guns, but just know the basics. Okay. It also has a nice wash to it. So you can see on here some of the darker spots, and then it has a bit of a wear on this with the wash. Even the stock, if I'm remembering that correctly, has some wear on it. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but I gotta figure out if this is like in focus. Is it in focus? Is it in focus? Okay, that looks pretty in focus. No. Okay, somewhere in there. Yeah, if I move this, I think you can see the detailed bits, but it is kind of hard to come off. It's also got a bit of dry brushing to give it some metallic scratches. So, but okay. And then onto the other one. This looks like an AK-47, but it's got something funky on top. And I don't know what this is. If you guys know, maybe you can write it in the comments. I'm pretty sure these can unplug, but yeah, they unplug, but they are in there really snug. There we go. So you can pull out the clips. Okay. And we also have a couple of really large silencers. I think these are for the Uzis. So those are pretty cool. Okay, and the last one, I don't know how to say this, but I just think like old style, like a Mauser, but it's not a Mauser, I don't think. Looks more modern than that, but something that's sort of in the same shape of a Mauser. So I want to try a few of these. Going with the overly armed US cops will give this policeman one of the Uzis. I don't know if the regular police have machine guns yet in America, but you can see machine guns if you go to an American airport. It's like a third world country type situation since September 11th, where they got armed people at the airport with actual military grade weapons. There he is. Okay. It's looking pretty good, except of course a policeman shouldn't have that. And then going with Punisher, who, if you don't know, he's a pretty heavy weapons guy. We'll try to load him up with a couple things. Let's give him this giant guy that I don't know what it is. This looks pretty good. Sorry, it's not in focus. Okay, that looks pretty good. Like I said, the wash helps a lot. I wish my character had a wash when I see that. But, and I'll take out this old Uzi, which is very similar to a toy I had when I was a kid. And I'll give him the smaller Uzi. See how this fits in. Should fit fine. Oh yeah. So you can really armor up your, not armor up, you can really, what's the word, guys? I can't speak English. I've been in Japan too long. You can load him up with weapons completely. I can't speak like sort of basic English anymore because I forgot so many phrases. You can load him out, something like that. Anyways, also put one of these with him. There we go. Yeah, it works really well for a character like Punisher because, you know, he is the weapons guy. So, but anyways, that has been the weapons pack Lima. I have another one, the weapons pack Juliet, but I'll do that on a different day when I have a little bit more time. But that one you can see he's got some pretty heavy duty weapons too. So, okay, thank you guys for joining me for this look at the weapons pack, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, F-Ice, and oh, I didn't open this. I'll put one of them in. But in the meantime, I don't have a whole lot to say, so I'll just say F-Ice and F-Ice and F-Ice and F-Ice. See, this one actually has a hole here. If I can get it to focus. This one actually has a hole in the end. So this is going to go maybe on one of the Uzis, I think. Yes. So you'll have something that looks like this. If it'll focus. Somehow it won't focus on that hand, but it'll focus on my other hand. Kind of weird. But this is nice. It pegs on there very easily. Okay. The others are maybe more standard type, so these have the long tabbies that you plug in. I guess this one doesn't seem to have it. So if we give this one, okay, kind of like that. Looks pretty nice. I like it. Okay. Anyways, thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video. F-Ice and F-Ice and F-Ice. Okay. Bye for now.